Hello, broadcasters. Welcome to episode 208 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Geige, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Happy New Year, obviously, to everyone. Appreciate all the Happy New Years in the chat. Happy New Year to all of you. Excited for the show tonight. We actually have a couple updates and announcements to walk through, which should be fun. But for anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard, and we do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with all of you, go through the same flow that you all do with your own shows and productions. Two is to answer any of your questions. That's why we're calling it Ask StreamYard Town Hall. I know there's tons of questions last time that we didn't get, that someone we didn't get a chance to get to. So if there's anything you'd like us to touch on tonight, please leave them in the chat. We'll do our best to get to as many as we can. And I always mention the three pillars of StreamYard, which are ease of use, stability, and professional stream. So if you have those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. My internet is a bit questionable tonight, so if I cut out or anything, I might have to switch to my phone, or Dan can cover for me. Is it everything all right now, Dan?
You're doing all right so far. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have to call Comcast, whoever my internet provider is. Before I forget, we have lots of awesome shows here at StreamYard. We've got YouTube channel reviews with Dee and Daniel the second Saturday of every month. Really great show if you're looking to grow on YouTube. Both of them are pros when it comes to all things YouTube, all things video. But if you're looking for specific tips on things like how to come up with thumbnails, or how to tag your videos, or anything you could possibly imagine when it comes to growing on YouTube, you definitely want to check that out. We have Hampshire live streams the last Tuesday of the month with Nick Nimmin. Nick, again, pro when it comes to all things video, but this show is all about live streaming. So come there with your live streaming tips. And there's going to be all kinds of other awesome content coming to our YouTube channel. So definitely stay tuned there. And one thing we've been doing at the start of these town halls is a fun fact, so that we get to know a little bit more about you. You get to know a little bit more about us. And the fun fact for tonight was, what did you do for New Year's Eve? What did you do for New Year's Eve, Dan?
Cool. Mine was a pretty low-key New Year's Eve this year. I just hung out with some friends, actually played some old video games, celebrated with family for a bit as well. That was nice. How about you?
Cool. Yeah, mine was pretty laid back as well. I had fondue at my parents' house, which was nice. And yeah, just had a nice dinner. It was fun.
Never had fondue.
Cool. Hey, Eileen, nice to see you here. It's really cool to see all the different folks hanging out on New Year's Day. We've got Anna from Spain, creative lady here as usual. Really great to see all of you here. I guess first things first, we should go ahead and get to the first announcement for tonight, which was actually an update to local recording. So we now have an integration with local recording. So after your local recording is over, it actually directly integrates with tools like Premiere and Final Cut. And I think we have a video that walks through exactly how it works. So we'll play that for you all. Is there anything, I guess, to share before the video, Dan, or should we just go straight to the video?
I don't think so. No, I think it summarizes it pretty well.
All right, let me just find the video here. Cool. So yeah, Dana will walk you through it in this video.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that we just released local recording project files. You can now export your local recordings as a project file, which will be ready to be imported into your favorite editor tools like Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro X. Now, if you don't use Final Cut or Premiere, no problem. You can select the synced recordings option to export a project file that you can then import into any video editor. StreamYard will create a project file for you of all your completed local recordings, and they'll be automatically aligned in the correct order. This saves tons and tons of editing time. Now let's jump into how to export your project file. Head to the video library and then click on the video that you want to download the project file for. Once it's finished processing, you'll see an export button here. Click Export for Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro. The project file will be downloaded as a zip to your computer. Next, you can import these files to your favorite editor. All your local recordings will be aligned and synced correctly to your timeline. That's it, you're ready to edit. Now, what if you don't see the export button? The export button's only available if you have at least one local recording that's finished processing. We hope this makes your editing life a lot easier. Happy editing!
Awesome. So yeah, hopefully that's a welcome feature. I would be super curious how it's working for those of you that have tried it out already. It's only been out for
it's about a week.
About a week or so. So maybe you have or haven't gotten the chance to check it out. We'll likely add more integrations in the future. We just wanted to add two of the most popular ones to start. But if there's anything else you'd like to see in the future, definitely let us know. Hopefully that other option that Dana mentioned is a good alternative for things that don't have the direct integration.
Cool. And yeah, so I guess just a few things maybe to cover really quickly too. So this is for anyone that's not aware, this is specifically for our local recordings feature. So if you want to do a recording where you get separate tracks from each person that's in the broadcast, and then like separate audio and video tracks, and then you want to edit those afterwards. So you want to add them to, like Geige said, Final Cut or Premiere are the main ones that we integrate directly with right now. And you want to maybe like cut out the audio of one of your speakers, maybe that's some background noise or something. It just makes that whole process a lot easier because right now there's no way to easily sync those up afterwards. So that'll be all synced up for you. And then the other version that Dana talked about, so in that video she mentioned, there's Premiere and Final Cut, and we have a direct export option for those two. Other editors, and I know I see a lot of questions in the chat about different types of editors, like, hey, does it work with this? Does it work with this? That's what that, I think we're just calling it synced recordings. That's another feature that is not out yet, but will be out very soon. We're basically aligning them in a way where it'll just basically work with any editor. So if you do something other than Final Cut or Premiere, that should still work for you pretty soon, but that is not out yet. Not exactly sure when it will be, probably the next week or two, hopefully, but coming very soon.
Cool. Sounds like folks are pretty excited. And yeah, hopefully, like Dan mentioned, that answers some of the questions about the integrations. And yeah, if there's any that are super important to you, definitely let us know. Sounds like Michael's excited about it. Awesome to see that. Cool. Same with genealogy. Cool. Same with Andy. That's awesome. Let's see. I think we had quite a few questions here. Series 7 Guru says, how do I reset giveaway tool after the first drawing? So there's nothing to reset Series 7. You can just run it again. And anyone that has typed in the keyword will still be eligible. If you actually for whatever reason want everyone to have to type in the keyword again, I don't actually know the best way to do that. Would you go back to that?
So yeah, depending what you mean by reset, a couple options. So like Geige said, the easiest way is if you just want to keep running the draw, like sometimes we'll do multiple giveaways on the town hall. There's just a button in the top right to draw again. So that's the easiest thing. If you wanted to reset it and get rid of all the comments, you could refresh the page, although it will still pull a lot of the more recent comments. If you wanted to change what people needed to type in all of a sudden, you could maybe have, like, you could refresh and then just change the wording and then ask for people to comment again. If you wanted to have like 2 separate comments throughout, you could literally have 2 separate giveaway tabs open. So it's quite a bit you could do. Hopefully that answers it. If it doesn't, let us know.
Cool. Dice Grander says, feature request, can you add a replay with slow motion? So I'd be curious, Dice Grinders, if I guess which part of StreamYard you're using to play the video, because if you mean the video clips section, that would be different. But if you're using, if you're just sharing a local video or a video on YouTube, oftentimes the player that you're sharing, you can actually set that to be 0.25 speed or 0.5 speed or something like that. So if you could let us know which one in particular you're talking about, that would be useful.
Yeah, and for example, when you do a StreamYard recording or a live stream, and then you click to share it, there's all these share buttons throughout StreamYard. If you click that and copy the link and send that to someone, or just open it in another tab yourself, even on our video player, you'll see that you can change the speed to make it really slow. If you wanted to send someone that and just ask them to change the speed.
Cool.
I'm not sure if that's actually the question though, so definitely let us know if we're off.
For sure. I'm enjoying some of the New Year as our studio for New Year's, hung out in StreamYard with friends. Very cool. That's awesome.
Cool.
April watched Miley Cyrus and the NYE shows. I didn't know she was playing. That's awesome.
Cool.
And John Wilmot is a diehard. He was editing videos for future StreamYards. Very cool. Tommy says, the ease of use is incredible, especially for someone like me. I have a small show with 1,000 subs, and StreamYard helps me deliver a nice show. I'm in North Jersey. Awesome. Tommy's super happy to hear that. Jesus Movement says, I have a question. Will there ever be motion backgrounds? Yeah, we've definitely gotten this request before. Jesus, generally in this upcoming year, we have a lot of really, really exciting stuff planned when it comes to deeper customization for folks that are looking for it, which will likely include more options when it comes to backgrounds and overlays and more flexibility for folks that are looking for that. We're going to keep things really, really simple, so it's going to be kind of tucked away, but we're really excited about some of the stuff we're testing there. So stay tuned on that.
Yep. And you can also have a GIF background right now if you really want just some very subtle motion. If you want it more advanced, we don't have that now, but you always need to be careful with motion backgrounds because if it doesn't loop properly, it looks really bad, or it can look really bad depending on the video. Like if it just starts moving and then suddenly resets back to where it was and stuff, it's not ideal. So we want to make sure we kind of build it in a way that helps folks upload or use existing videos that work really well.
Awesome. Landlord Advocate says, great to see the integration between Stream Deck and StreamYard. However, why do I have to be on the Pro plan in order to have a multicam hotkey on my Stream Deck? I am on the basic plan. So I might be misunderstanding the question, Landlord, but hotkeys are available on all plans, including the free plan. So you can have hotkeys for...
It's the multicam specifically, though. That's the Pro. I think that's
okay. Gotcha. So to be clear, hotkeys are available on all plans. The multicam feature specifically is a professional feature. It's just one of the features that we happen to have as part of the Pro plan package. It's possible that maybe we'll add it to more plans in the future. It's just what we ended up launching it on. That's the only reason.
Yep.
Mad Mumsy says, I did a 3-hour test stream using the recorder with my sister's New Year's. I have it in Premiere Pro, ready to have a look. Awesome. I'll be super curious how that works for you, Mad Mumsy.
Cool.
Captain says, can we buy 1 month to try this out? Yeah, if you just go to StreamYard.com, Captain, all the plans are available there. If you're looking for a free trial, you can reach out to support. They'd be happy to give you a trial for a week or two to check out the features. Augusto says, can you add an option to auto stop the streaming and recording after a command or video? Do you want to take that one, Dan?
Interesting. Yeah, maybe if you can confirm if I'm understanding this correctly. So is this something where you maybe want to play an outro video and then have the stream end immediately after the outro video finishes? If you can let me know, that would be great. I think that's what you mean, but I'm not actually sure.
Cool. Edwin says, are you able to use videos / GIFs as background on StreamYard? It's to replace that Christmas background you guys are using, or the video GIF background is going to be part of the paid features. So the thing Dan mentioned with GIFs, you can actually do that now on all plans, right?
I think backgrounds is just all paid plans.
Sorry,
video clips is all free plans, or all plans, including free as well.
Sorry, my mistake. So, but if you are on one of the paid plans, you can do that now. So if we, for example, wanted to change that to a GIF where the bells were like moving, we could do that.
Yep. Yeah, as a GIF right now, not as a video. That would be separate, but we may have that as a feature at some point.
The Word of God Foundational Bible Study says, have you considered a feature or on invite similar to Zoom when you're inviting the guest, the title or topic auto-populates in the email? When you're inviting the guest.
So I think it's like you could, instead of sending out a link to invite a guest, you would type in somebody's email. StreamYard would send them an email. They would also type out the person's name. We would then populate the name in that link so that when they enter the studio, they don't have to enter their own name, if I'm understanding that correctly. Definitely open to it. We want to just keep our feature set as little as possible, so it's, I guess, as simple as possible for people to understand how to invite people and how to do all the functionality of StreamYard. Like, that's just really core for us, is minimizing the options, basically, and keeping things simple. Open to it, though, because I do, we're all for trying to make the guest experience as simple as possible, and that would be part of that. So, yeah, we have considered it. I don't know if we'll ever do that or not, or if it would be some kind of variation similar to that. There's all kinds of things we can try to do to just make that experience a little easier for guests, ideally without having to add a bunch of steps for the host. That's sort of the ideal for us. If neither the host or the guest has to do more work, as little work for everyone is best for us. So we're always trying to find ways to make things simpler. I don't know if we'll do that one or not. That's a cool idea.
Cool. We have a ton of more questions to get to, but I want to make sure that we quickly announce the other update we had for tonight, and that was OnAir thumbnail images. So small change, but I think it's really cool. It basically, this feature allows you to, the same way that you can upload a thumbnail image for things like YouTube or Facebook, you can do this for your very own StreamYard OnAir webinars, and it actually populates when you share the link on things like social media or Slack. So say you had a webinar titled upcoming webinar marketing secrets, and you had a nice thumbnail with that. If you were to post that, say in Facebook Messenger to someone, it would show your nice thumbnail image. Anything to add to that one, Dan?
No, I think it's pretty exciting. Yeah, it'll show in all kinds of different places. So before you go live with the OnAir webinar, when you send up the link, it'll show it. Yeah, very, very handy. It's one of those like key features I just think we absolutely need with StreamYard on Air. There's a few more of those coming soon that'll just be like really nice quality of life things that are kind of very essential for webinars.
Cool. So yeah, hopefully that answers that question, Shabaka. So yeah, small change that we just released with OnAir, but would be curious other things you'd like to see. What some of the initial feedback we got that was really up there was CRM integrations. So we're going to have tons of awesome stuff coming for OnAir and local recording all throughout this year. But would love your feedback on what you'd like to see the most. Juanita says, do you have a training guide or a link for new users? Yes, Juanita, we have lots of resources. The best place to start, I think, would be if you just go to StreamYard's YouTube channel. So if you just go to YouTube and search for StreamYard or go to youtube.com/StreamYard, the pinned trailer video is essentially the full walkthrough of StreamYard. Or if you've already signed up, the very first email you get from StreamYard actually has a link to that video. It's pretty comprehensive. It walks through everything you'd need to know. And for more detailed stuff that maybe isn't covered in that video, if you just go to StreamYard.com/contact, there's a link in the bottom right. There's a chat messenger, but it also has a link to our help docs and support docs, and it has nice search functionality. So if you just search a keyword, docs for whatever you're looking for should pop right up. All right, let's see what else we had here. USA Livestream says, can we have a crop feature? I'd be curious, USA Livestream, if you mean for the live video itself or for editing. We are working on additional editing features for both local recordings and regular recordings. Any other thoughts on that one, Dan?
No, I don't think so. Like Geige said, the main thing I'd want to know is just, is this while you're live/recording, or is this afterwards? And what do you actually want to crop? Like, do you want to change it to a different aspect ratio, like 9:16, or is it something else?
Yep, let us know. Marianne says, not sure if possible, but can the layouts brands also be recorded separately that can be downloaded to sync up with the video? So that's a really good question, Marianne. And we've got, so I correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming this question is related to with local recordings. Can the assets that you did with your live stream, can you line those up with local recordings and sort of use that to create a mixed video? Is that how you're understanding the question, Dan? Yeah,
what I'm sort of picturing is, like, right now we line up so that everyone's talking at the correct time and everything with the tracks, but we don't necessarily put them into the editor in the right place so you can edit them.
Awesome. So yeah, I think that's a great idea, Marianne. It's something that we definitely want to add, and we're working on sort of the first version of our editor for local recordings, which will give you the ability to do stuff like that. The first version might be a little bit simpler, so I don't know if in the very first version we'll have that, but the plan long term is to give you access to the awesome branding and stuff that StreamYard has with your local recordings. All right. Tommy says, I have a quick question. Is there a built-in countdown clock in StreamYard? I thought there was one, but it's gone. I do a daily morning show called Coffee Crew. I'd love to have a short countdown. So it should be in there, Tommy. If you go into the video clips section, there should be a built-in countdown.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember if you can delete it or not. I don't think you technically can. I can't remember. But if it's not there, well, first of all, I would look because you may have drag and dropped it. So it might actually be somewhere where you're not expecting. Like if something else was dragged above it, it might be pretty far down. I'd also make sure you're looking in the video clips section and not the overlay section. I know I sometimes mix that up. So it could just be you haven't seen it yet, but it is just like a black thumbnail that says, I think it just says 30 on it. It should be there. If not, yeah, you might be able to just download something from, there's a whole bunch of kind of free ones online, but you do need to be careful with copyright. So hopefully you have it. If you create a new brand, you will definitely have it in there, but then you'll need to create a new brand. So I'm hoping your existing brand has it.
Awesome. EPPS says, will StreamYard upgrade the megabytes on the platform? I tried to do a GIF on my podcast show, but it says it's too big. Yes, we do have some restrictions on the file size for GIFs, and we do want to make it as accessible as possible. So as part of some of the questions before in terms of video backgrounds and more options around overlays. We'd like to make it more flexible, whether that's different file formats that are smaller or increasing it in general. So we would like in the future to make it have a wider range of options when it comes to the types of animations and the size of those animations.
Yep.
Howard Vale says, is there a possibility of an Amazon Live integration? Absolutely. We're going to be adding more features and functionality that works directly with Amazon Live. So stay tuned on that. All right, let's see what else we had here. Landlord Advocate says, if we upgrade to the Pro plan, would we have options for more than 2 cameras? So I believe the maximum number of cameras right now is 2, right, Dan?
For now, yep. Yeah, if you need more, I'd always be curious how many you need. And also just interested what the use case is for needing more. I have heard of a few people that have very unique use cases where they maybe need 3 or 4 cameras. But yeah, would love to know what your use case is. But yeah, right now it is 2.
One other option, you mentioned it's a different device, but you mentioned devices like the Stream Deck. One other option, Landlord, that many folks will use that have sort of an advanced studio setup where they have different camera angles is they'll actually use a video switcher. There's one that's pretty popular that the name is escaping me I think it's from Black, maybe the Ultra Mini Studio.
Someone in the comments.
Someone in the chat will know. But I've heard really good. Yeah, I've heard great things about those devices, and it works really well with StreamYard. You basically can plug any kind of camera into that video switcher, and then you plug that switcher into StreamYard as your camera input, and you can easily switch using the switcher itself to change those camera angles. So not sure if that's something you're interested in, but might be something worth exploring, at least in the meantime. Oh, perfect. A10. Actually, I don't even know if it's Blackmagic. So yeah, thanks, Tristan. A10 Mini is a popular one.
There's a few. Yeah, there's a few options.
Awesome. And I want to make sure we don't run out of time for the giveaway. So we'll do some more questions here, but should we go ahead and start queuing up the giveaway while we answer some more of these questions?
Yep. And just from NLTMW as well, that is useful to note.
Yes, that's a very good point. NLTMW, thanks for confirming that.
But yeah, let me cue that up.
All right, let's see what else we had here. Eric says, what makes StreamYard better or different than OBS? A while since we talked about OBS. I think that's a good question. So they are pretty different products. So the whole idea of StreamYard is to make things really, really simple and to make it work on any kind of device. So the 3 pillars of ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So what StreamYard is really, really good for is, one, if you have guests. So if you're looking to bring in folks remotely, if you're streaming on different devices, one really nice thing about StreamYard is everything's stored in the cloud. So all the assets that you upload and videos and all of that stuff is going to be saved directly on StreamYard. So whether you're on your main computer or you're on a different device, that's going to work. The team functionality on StreamYard is pretty unique. So if you have a co-host or someone else that you're working with, that's sort of unique functionality there. It's also not necessarily an either or. Then OBS is oftentimes folks will actually use it with StreamYard. It's not super common, but would be another way to get multiple cams in, is to use OBS as sort of like a virtual camera. But yeah, hopefully that helps, Eric. It's guesting, the ability to use a low power device. There's all kinds of unique functionality. If you just go to StreamYard.com, it walks through a lot of the unique functionality there.
Yeah, a lot of it around like simplifying multi-streaming and things like that. We basically try to take all the parts that are really complex about tools like OBS and just try to make them super, super simple to use, but still give you enough abilities to customize the stream.
Absolutely. Let's see what else we had. Britt says, is there an easy way to link an overlay with how many people are in the layout so you don't have to click and then click? It's a bit clunky. Yeah, that's a good question, Britt. And similar to what I mentioned before around the backgrounds and video overlays, we have some really, really cool functionality coming out this year, and the design and product team are deep into exploring exactly what it's going to look like and the UX, and we're testing it with folks and seeing what the best flow is. That's going to allow for much deeper customization when it comes to things like layouts and overlays. It won't necessarily be exactly how you explain it, but it will solve the problem you're trying to solve. Any other thoughts on that one, Dan?
I don't think so. Yeah, so right now, there's not a simple way to do it. We might also have just simple hotkeys at some point that you could bind to specific overlays that may make it a bit easier, where you can kind of do multiple things at once. So that could potentially work. But yeah, we're also looking at just a lot more features that should simplify that.
Hey, Nick, hope you're doing well. Yeah, that's another good point too, is because StreamYard's in the cloud. If your internet cuts out or something like that, you'll be able to jump onto a new device, which is pretty cool. It can save you in a pinch.
Not even just a new device either, but also if you're streaming to, a social platform, your internet cuts out for a minute, that stream typically ends on OBS, right? Like it's over. You have to start a new stream, send out a new link. Whereas with StreamYard, we'll just keep it going basically because it runs on StreamYard servers. So you can come back in a few minutes later when your device recovers, or come back in on your phone or something like Geige said, and come literally on a different device and just keep streaming, or tell everyone like, hey, my computer crashed, but you just keep going. It's the same link the whole time.
Cool. Should we go ahead and do the drawdown, or is the number still? I haven't been paying attention.
It's
to the number
pretty. We just went up again. It's pretty. It's settled down.
Let me get the drum roll.
And sorry, did you say what we're giving away already?
Oh no, that's a great point. So tonight we'll give away a StreamYard sweater, the StreamYard pillow, and since it's New Year, let's also give away the StreamYard duck. So you'll get the sweater, the pillow, and the duck. And yeah, if just so you know, if you're ever interested in doing one of your own giveaways, we actually made this tool publicly available. So if you just go to StreamYard.com/giveaway, there's a tutorial walking through exactly how you can use it, but you can do a giveaway just like how we're doing. You can choose your own keyword. So instead of hashtag the yard, it could be hashtag, my awesome YouTube channel, whatever your channel's called. But yeah, let me get to the music section here.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's the hoodie and duck, and then the pillow you can see here as well.
Cool.
Okay, there's also got a pillow in the back now.
Yeah, you can see the pillow there. All right, should we go ahead and I'll play the drum roll for you too, Dan.
All right. Let's do it, everyone. Good luck. All right.
Happy Valley Hobbies. I love the channel name. That's awesome. Congrats. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. If you could shoot an email to contact@streamyard.com, the team will coordinate with you on getting your info and your size so that we can ship you everything, ship you your sweater, your pillow, and your duck to the right location and the right size.
Cool. Congrats.
All right. I think we probably have time for one more question here. See one from Howard. Howard says, question, is there a way to change the layout when using pictures/overlays? So if I'm understanding you correctly, Howard, you can change the layout at any time. And Dan and I kind of do this to start the stream in a way that looks exactly how we want it to. So you can put up an overlay image and change the layout. And then when you remove the overlay image, it will actually be in that new layout. And that's actually one unique way that you can sort of set up sort of custom intros and stuff that look exactly how you want them to look. So hopefully that answers the question. Anything to add to that one, Dan?
I guess the only part, this is more of a question, is if you're basically wondering if you can share an image but have it behave kind of more like a screen share, like it follow the actual layouts. That's not something we have right now. I mean, you can do it by just slide sharing something that has images on it, but we've considered maybe making it just a bit easier to share images like that as well. So the images the overlays don't really respect the layouts. They kind of just go over top of everything. And that's not something that's going to change. But yeah, hopefully that answers the question.
Cool. And with that, this was episode 208 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you all so much for spending New Year's with us. We can't wait to see all the awesome stuff we have in store for next year. Hopefully you get a chance to check out the new stuff we mentioned, like the ability to upload the thumbnails for OnAir, and of course the local recording integrations. But yeah, thanks again. It's been a pleasure being with all of you throughout 2022, and I know 2023 is going to be even more awesome. And we'll see you next week at the same time.
Perfect. See you next week, everyone.